and you join me on another hot day, strolling on to my first game in Tallinn in Estonia. Now this is it's going to be a slightly interesting one, because apparently about halfway through the match we're due a thunderstorm, so I've got here a little early to make sure I can get a sheltered seat as far back in the stands as I can possibly go, to try and stay dry for as long as possible. But first up, in the suburbs of Tallinn, it's Tallinn Kaliva, sorry, I think it's Nom Kalju. Just got to find the entrance and then perhaps talk a little more. But yep, that's the first game up on this fine sunny, well, it was sunny, now it's, as you can probably see behind me, the clouds are looking a bit threatening, especially compared to what they were at the start of the day. But we've been due rain since about 10 and it hasn't come yet, but you can sort of feel it now more than you could before, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully I'll manage to stay dry somehow. Wish me luck. There it is, today's fixture in hand, and the temperature plus 32. Still very hot. Players for Calva are already here. It's something of a local derby, so I'm sure Nom Kalju won't be far behind. Well, it's not a derby, but they're both Italian based. So it looks like I've been a little too eager, and I accidentally crashed a stewards meeting with all the volunteers going there and putting their bibs on. They offered me one and I was like, no, I'm not here for that, I'm afraid. So, I mean, it would have been nice to get in at least for free, maybe even get paid for it, I don't know. But then they don't have any of my bank details, so I don't know how that would have happened. But yeah, so I'm going to leave it on this bench for about 10 minutes. And then I'll head in again, because like the Nom Kalju players were just turning up as I was there. So the warm-up should be starting soon. And ultimately, beer in hand, watching the warm-ups while it's still quite nice out is what I'd certainly rather be doing. So we'll see what happens. I was very interested to see a lot of like a range of different people. Obviously I thought they were spectators at first, but they were actually doing the security, so be interesting to see what kind of crowd arrives, because Tallinn Kaliva, bit of an interesting one. They were promoted at the last minute because of another side whose name's escaping my mind at the moment. They finished above them in the league, but then they refused their promotion. So Kalev were like, yep, no problem, we'll go up. I think they were only given about 2 weeks, and then they had a real baptism of fire playing Flora and Levadia, who, no surprise, are the top two in the league. But yeah, they're taking on probably the third best side in the league today in Nom Kalju. So we'll see how it goes down. But hopefully, if I can get in soon, I'd like to, get a pint, have my seat ready, see what sort of crowd this game attracts. Will there be any away fans? All these questions need answers, and I guess we'll find out sooner or later. Yep, thought it looked a little bit too dead. I was at the wrong entrance. I think this is where the players are arriving, so got a hop step around here. I mean, again, I'm not too concerned. I've not really seen anyone. He literally turned away one other person, and I was like, I think I know what he's going to say, but I thought I'd better ask anyway. When the wind's blowing, the temperature's a lot lower, but it's still muggy as hell when not. I'm really hoping the storm will blow this away a little bit, and it'll be like a nice 25, nice summer weather here in the Baltics. But for now, very much not the case. But we'll see what happens. Oh, it's so annoying. I came up this road and I just thought it's got to be here, doesn't it? But no, it does not. Look at that, a proper ticket office. This club's already a little different from the rest that we've been to so far. Doesn't look like I'm going to be the first one here though, which is a little unfortunate, but what can you do? Let's go! Look at all the ball boys having a go at the high jump. Ugh. Go on, you can do it. That was the best one yet. Shout out the Estonian Football Podcast. You got I didn't know you had a little sponsorship for this club as well. I knew you had a soft spot for them, but blimey, there we go. Your name right behind the goal. Well, kind of. Very cool. The old Soviet commentary booth / spy bunker. I mean, it's even got a phone in there. Probably bugged. But yeah. Looks like I'm right next to the YouTube broadcast of the game. So hopefully you guys tuned into that if you're not here in person. Because it is free. The play's still warming up. There's a little while to go yet. Slava Ukraine! Really bad defending from a corner, and it is 2-0. They had like 3 opportunities to clear it and they just didn't. And already they're looking like the youthful team that they are. Kalju 2, Kalev 0. Half time, 2-0 to Nom Kalju. The storm is definitely coming, and I can only see more goals coming for the away team, to be honest. The Kalev goalkeeper's been a disaster. Keeps giving the ball away. Well, they have created some chances. Who knows? Maybe lightning will strike and they'll get a goal. Who knows? It's 0-2 at half time. Kalju Ultras have turned up for the second half. Oh, blind. Penalty given away. The player just had no idea where the other attacker was. Chance for 3-0. Oh, the post! Still a chance. Oh, and he's done well. Still 2-0. Defender fell over and the striker almost apologised as he put the ball in the net. Terrible. Terrible defending. 3-0. I mean, you got to give credit to Kalev. They never gave up. They kept trying to play their football, but ultimately they were outclassed by a far better team, with title ambitions. Whereas, if they finish goal difference out of the relegation zone, they'll be very happy. So, it is what it is. At the end of the day, they're not going to be judged by results in games like this. It's all about the games against teams like Vaporus and Narva Trans. But yeah, I thought, it was nice to have a team, full of youth academy players, mostly trying to play good football. Ultimately, they failed, but You don't shoot, you don't score and all that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens them in the future. But hopefully they stay up. As for Nom Caldew, I mean, they were sort of a team full of seasoned pros. And they were class, to be fair. I expect them to probably finish third in the league. No higher, no lower, which is where they are at the moment. So it seems like it's about right, to be fair, with the table. But yeah, that's me signing off on my first day in Tallinn. Coming through on the tram in Tallinn. Going to see a very famous tourist destination to kick off my tour of the city. And if you're a Bald and Bankrupt fan, I think you'll be all over this. So let's wait till we get there, the end of the line, and we'll see what's on offer. Here it is. You see it? Tondi. If you're a Bald and Bankrupt viewer, you'll know all about Tondi and how much the famous traveller loved it. And right here is the landmark to end all land. The Rock of Tondi. Now he came in the winter and this really stuck out. To me, I found it quite hard to find actually. I had to look around a little bit to find the Rock of Tondi. As for what else is here, I mean, it literally is the end of a line. In fact, there's a tram there now, so I think I'm not going to spend a lot more time in Tondi. Have a quick look up here. See the rusty roofs. Some other cars going in other directions. A train. And there's the Rock. So that's Tondi. Gordon Bankrupt said it was shit. I kind of agree. I can't lie. Sorry to all the Tondians out there. It's just not for me. So yeah, we're going to move on to see the actual city now. This behind me is the former Dinamo Stadium. Used to be a football ground as well as a bunch of other things. It looks like it's being ready for athletics. It's being painted behind me there. One time the biggest stadium in the country. You can see pictures online of where like the grass is over there, where it was just standing seats, capacities of well over what it would be able to get now that unsafe standing's no longer a thing. It's quite an impressive, nice little stadium. But yeah, as I say, it looks like it's being ready for some kind of running event rather than football these days. I'm going to the now biggest stadium in the country tonight, the Alacoque Arena. But yeah, just thought I'd pay this little gaff a visit, as it's quite famous in its own way. You join me live in the Clwyd sort of palace area. The palace is just over there and it is lovely, but just walking through the park, it feels kind of English here. I don't want to say that we're the only people that can have a nice park, because obviously that's not true, but you know, just the layout and everything, it feels a lot like Mount Ephraim, which is a short stroll from where I live. And yeah, it just, you know, with all the nice trees everywhere. You know, even these sort of the big trees, they all just remind me of like parks in London or parks near me in Kent as I sit on a butterfly bench looking like I have wings. Yeah, it's just a lovely little area to maybe have a read or stroll and listen to some tunes like I'm doing. There's also a nice playground over there if you've got your kids with you. It's just I don't really have a bad word to say about Tallinn. You know, I wasn't going back to Riga. It really didn't do it for me. But the other two cities I've been to, Mariampol, wasn't anything particular to write home about either. But Vilnius and Tallinn, where I am now, they're absolutely delightful. Not a bad word to say about either place. And yeah, a lovely park. A lovely, lovely park. So we've just had a very mini hailstorm and a bit of rain as well. So the temperature has come down a bit, but it is still quite muggy as I head along the way to the biggest stadium in Estonia, certainly for football. They might have big indoor hockey, I don't know. I haven't looked into that. But today, the biggest side in the country, who are, well, they're not top of the league, but only because the team that are top of the league have 2 games in hand. So once it's all evened out, they will be top of the league. The biggest club in Estonia, if not the entire Baltics, are today playing bottom of the league, Vaprastanu. And that, of course, is FC Flora. The name spreads far and wide across Estonia because they are the biggest side, as I already mentioned, in the country. 13 titles to their name since independence in, was it 92? So that's pretty impressive. 8 cups as well. Obviously not as successful during the Soviet era when it was mostly Spartak Moscow and Dynamo Kiev. But now, you know, here we are. So I'll get some nice shots of the 15,000 seat stadium. Bear in mind the others have all been single figures, so 15,000, that's a big old ground. Obviously they're not the only people that use it, but all the same, you know, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. And we're in. Really idiotic place to have a tunnel, in my opinion, at the Ellicott Arena. But here we are. This is so bizarre. I don't know if you can see, but it's pouring it down, and yet it's so sunny at the same time. And there's no rainbow. Where's the rainbow? Where's the rainbow?
The rainbow comes after the rain.
Either way, there's also there's barely anyone here. It's given that it's the top side in the league and the biggest side in the league. It's bizarre. But here we are anyway. All very weird here. And at long last, a home team has scored a goal in my presence. I think it was the right back on his left foot, with about 4 players on the line, but he managed to squeeze it in. And it's just been domination from Flora from the start. 1-0. Literally 1 minute later, it's 2-0. They just went straight out the other end and scored. Two-1, game on. Corner. I think the defender got to it. Flora's clean sheet's broken. No 10-0, it's 2-1. Blimey. Real domination from Flora, but then right at the death, game on. Vapra scored, so who knows what's going to happen. First game I've been to where the home team scored, first game I've been to where both teams have scored. So we'll see what happens in the second half. There's actually scran at half time, so I'm going to get me some. God damn, it's been a while since I had to get any food at a match. Parity's restored, 3-1. Bob! centre back. 3-0. Keeper missed the cross. And Eliuku taps it in. 4-0. 4-1, sorry. Let's not take Vaprus's goal away. It's all they've got. Poor Sod just scored an own goal. 4-0. No one's even celebrated. No, 5-1. Blimey. Really lovely goal, that one. 6-1. Still in good boys. Full time 7-1. Now we're hopping off to the next game, which has hopefully not had a goal in it yet. Out of the La Coque, and look, there it is, the Sportland Arena. Bye bye. Unbelievable. It's got to be even shorter than the gap between the two Dundee stadiums.
So we don't even know it. We scored already.
So we are the Astros Turf Stadium right next to the Alacoque Arena, where Flora and Lavidia do play in the winter when the pitch is frozen. But so do TJK Legion, also in the first division. And Karma Slag's been sent off for a second yellow. So they're playing against 10 men paid. And oh! Decent opportunity. But still 0-0 so far. Very sunny day in Tallinn. And just as I said that, it's 1-0. Speculative effort hit the crossbar, and then the scorer couldn't miss. Empty net, just headed it in. 1-0 to the Legion. Last goal of the half, and the underdogs, second from bottom, TJ Legion, took the lead. Unbelievable. I mean, they were against 10 men, but still. Just goes to show you never know what's going to happen in the Maestro Liga. Half-time entertainment that for me, looks physically impossible. Look how high it is. Tell you what though, Tobias, I reckon you could head it. Oh, I did it! No way. Big cheer from the travelling Pider fans. They have equalised. 1-1, despite being down to 10 men. It's been all them in the second half, so they've deserved it. Straight back to the spot, they won the 3 points. 1-1, here we go. Legion collapsed, 2-1 to Pied. Unbelievable. Smallest trend I've ever seen. And a lovely scoreboard. The Legion coach has been sent off. Unbelievable. Taking their lonely walk. Find a win! Come from behind with 10 men to win. I don't know whether it's good for them or bad for the TJK, but find a win! So there it is. Pider come back from behind to beat the team that had 11 men when they were the team that had 10 men after a drubbing of Flora against Vaprus, but that was top versus bottom, so not a huge surprise. But yeah, it was just incredible. I didn't realise, I looked on the map and I saw that they were close. I didn't realise until I got to the ground that they were going to be like literally, like you could watch. We were watching the TJK Pider game, like while leaving the Alacoque Arena. They were that close, which is absolutely mental to me. So, you know, I mean, you saw it when I left the ground. I don't even know how to describe it really. It was quite something. But that's another day of football done. I'll be going to the second division tomorrow. That's going to be fun as well. Yeah, I've got my first bit of memorabilia, a flora scarf. Inside has all the opposition they played in their group, which they finished bottom in, so perhaps they'd like to forget all about that. But here we are. Another day done in Tallinn. A lovely city. A lovely, lovely city.